What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. Let's get right into a very entertaining episode of Monday Night Raw, one of the best ones I've seen in quite a while. What did you think of the show, Matthew?
I think it was honestly a phenomenal show. Everything leading up to the show was just absolutely chaotic. The way it opened up to the way it ended, man, it just was perfect. It looked like they really gave the show some thought, and it seems like some shows are kind of, not just put together, in 2 seconds, but this show was put together very, very well. The way they kicked it off was just great. Before we entered the arena, we actually had a little promo from Paul Heyman, and then also accompanied by Roman Reigns in the back, basically saying that um the bloodline is just going to wreak havoc, basically just showing that Kevin Owens can't get basically what he wants alongside John Cena, thinking they run the place, because it's ultimately the bloodline that runs the place, either at SmackDown or Monday Night Raw. Um, I and we saw that throughout the night, the Usos and Sami Zayn just wreaking havoc. So the show opens up in an arena with Akira Tozawa accompanying Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, as they're taking on Priest and Balor of the Judgment Day. Of course, Rhea and Dominic ringside. This was a great match, man. It really was. And you know what? I think Finn Balor was the megastar in this match. What ended up happening here, Ford ended up getting the win for his team with a roll up after Akira Tozawa. He was distracted by Finn Balor by throwing his drink in Dominic's eyes, especially from, last week where Asuka spit some blue mist in Dominic's eyes. Dominic was wearing glasses earlier, and then they threw, I think they said it was supposed to be alcohol, but it was water, of course, in the cup of the Street Profits. Ripley then got in Tozawa's face and challenged him to a match right there as they were all headed up the ramp in celebration with the Judgment Day just dismantled in the ring. Totally didn't see this coming, man. Rhea Ripley, we cut to a quick commercial break and we actually come back. We see Rhea Ripley and Tozawa just battle it out. A
Oh,
few
this
awkward
is
moments. You could tell
awesome,
that their
dude.
chemistry is not there. Um, which nothing I expected, but intergender match. Rhea Ripley got the W with a riptide, a few, chaotic moments with Street Profits getting interfered, or I don't know. But you know what? It was just awesome to see, and we finally got to see Rhea Ripley in a match with a man.
Yeah, man, maybe not the one that we were all hoping for. I think we were all hoping for Rey Mysterio, but Akira Tozawa. And what a win for the Street Profits to kick off the show, man. Really building their stock back up on Monday Night Raw, taking out an impressive team like the Judgment Day.
You know what I was happy about next? Let's talk about the Alpha Academy, man. It's not even if they're just given like losses or wins or whatever, but they're just given spotlight. And Triple H, I just know he really wants them on his show.
I think
All
he
right.
sees the potential in Chad Gable for sure.
Right. So it's the OC versus the Alpha Academy. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows taking on Gable and Otis in a tag team match. AJ and Mia Yim ringside. So, you know, it's not like I really expected the OC to take a L. I mean, they're still kind of upcoming hot. You know what I mean? If they took an L, it just would be like, ah. But you could tell that the tag team in WWE, like they're there, man. But it's not like it's not doing enough for me. But you could tell it's not like they're weak. They have the talent there, but I don't know. There's something missing. But the OC was able to score a win with the Magic Killer in a quick tag team match. But you know what? Chad Gable, man, Otis, I let him go, man. I let him fight. Let him fight. If they take a few L's here and there, it is what it is. But keep giving him the spotlight.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I think Chad Gable is one of my favorite WWE superstars. Just his in-ring technician,
Yeah,
it's just incredible with the moves that he can do, and he like just works well with every single superstar on the roster. It's incredible.
absolutely. I think so. Let's talk about the Miz next, right? So
Oh
whoever
God,
he
this
works
was
with, he can
great.
just he could just elevate them. You know what I mean? And I think when it comes to Dexter Loomis, this was just honestly great, dude. It was kind of a put together match throughout the past few weeks. So Loomis and the Miz in a ladder match. The big bag of cash that Loomis won from the Miz was hung above the ring. Johnny Gargano there was also there to support Dexter Loomis. A few funny moments in this match, a little bit of filler here and there. I I expected a little bit of filler. Okay, but there were some funny moments, especially the Miz almost being put through announcer's table, rolled off. Dexter Loomis was put through instead. Just as it looked like Loomis would win the money up top, Bronson Reed from NXT appeared out of nowhere to yank him off the ladder and beat him down. Clearly, the Miz knew about this after he took out Loomis. Miz was able to claim the money and win the match like he doesn't have enough money already. Bronson Reed, if you guys don't know, in NXT, he had a few, I guess you could say, he
Run-ins
had a
with
storyline with
Dexter.
Dexter Loomis,
Yeah.
and it was continuing, and it kind of just went bare a little bit, but makes sense. I see why they did it, and I think we're gonna see some more NXT call ups on the rise.
Oh, dude, I love this. I think this was a great match creatively. We all know the Miz has a plan up his sleeve, and he's just the king of ladder matches, man. Wins Money in the Banks, wins the Intercontinental Championship in ladder matches, and now wins the Big Bag of Money ladder match. So,
Yep.
never bet against the Miz. He's always got a plan.
Never bet against the Miz, but let's talk about who we never bet against, man. Either the Judgment Day or the Bloodline. So what happened earlier in the night, the Judgment Day or the Bloodline was just wreaking havoc throughout stars. Let's say Dolph Ziggler. I think it was Ali or Cedric Alexander in the back. And also the Bloodline too, right? After their match, they attacked the Bloodline. AJ Styles just was not having it. Ended up wanting a match with somebody in the Bloodline. Adam Pearce gave him Sami Zayn, and that was actually next. AJ Styles was just pissed, man, looking to get revenge. You know, I wasn't expecting anything crazy here, kind of just like an impromptu last minute match, little back and forth. Zayn was able to pick up the win thanks to a distraction from Solo Sikoa, who actually just kind of appeared from the crowd in a hoodie. We haven't seen him throughout the night, so it was a nice way for them to kind of keep him off television for the first hour and a half of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was a great match between two great competitors. They worked very well together in the ring, even though it was impromptu. It wasn't very much filler because these guys can work well in the ring together.
Right. Absolutely. Now, before we get into our women's contest, Bayley versus Becky Lynch, let's talk about Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. They had a quick confrontation in the arena, but I was actually interrupted by the Usos. Don't forget Austin Theory, the United States champion, man. I am super stoked that he is the United States champion. But Theory bails and leaves Rollins to kind of fend for himself as the Usos kind of make way. Kevin Owens actually comes out to make the save. They were booked for a tag team match to take place in the main event anyway, so it was kind of just like let's keep teasing a little bit of the Usos just mocking through and just annihilating everybody. But it kind of cleared up. And then we finally get to see Lynch, who comes out delivering her promo before her and Bayley competed in singles contest. Becky Lynch wanted Bayley alone, but of course that didn't happen. Sky and Kai were right by her side. A lot into this match, man. Sky and Kai were actually booted from ringside towards the end of this match, so Lynch actually ended up getting what she wanted from the very beginning. But the ref was actually too distracted with them to see Bayley use, I think it was the monitor as a weapon.
Yep.
But when she
Yeah.
turned around, she hit the rose plant for the win. But everything leading up to this, man, was just phenomenal.
Oh, dude, this was the best match of the night, hands down. This gets an A+ rating for me. This is
Yep.
how we do it. This is how Damage Control should be getting booked, and hopefully this strong booking continues. And what a match between Bayley and Becky Lynch.
Strong booking, man. I think the whole night was just strong booking overall. It was just nonstop. There wasn't a time where we really had much filler, and it just was when we come back from commercial break. It's not even we go straight to a match, man. We go straight to chaos.
Yeah, just
So
action packed throughout.
exactly. But after that singles contest with Bayley and Becky, we see the main event of the show, Rollins and KO reuniting to take on Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, in a tag team match. Usos kind of in control first time around till we hit commercial break. Come back and Seth Rollins got a hot tag, and they kind of recovered on the blood of their respective fight, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? I think Rollins and KO, they just got it, man. If they were a tag team, whoo, but you know what? They're both two big mega stars. They just can't do that. So Solo Sikoa and also the Good Brothers show up. Totally makes sense. Theory shows up, hits Rollins with the U.S. title while the ref was distracted by all the chaos ringside, leaving Owens to fight by himself. And he actually hit a pop-up power bomb to score the pin, even though being at a disadvantage. So Kevin Owens
Clean
took
win,
the
man. I was
W.
surprised.
Absolutely. Against Jimmy and Jay. Phenomenal main event. Chaos can be awesome, man. It was a little chaotic, but Zayn arrived and kind of had a little standoff, I guess you could say, with Kevin Owens in the ring, but didn't fight. I expected a little brawl, but you know what? They kind of held up. So this is going to be interesting to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when it comes to John Cena as Kevin Owens' partner and Roman Reigns as Sami's partner on the 30th of December on SmackDown.
Yeah, dude, this was a great way to end the show. We just had a great night of action throughout. We had a interview between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss setting up their
Yep.
championship match for the first edition of Monday Night Raw in 2023, man. So that's going to be entertaining. We had some flashbacks of Bray Wyatt, so they're hinting him as well.
Yeah.
It was a great match. I just think it was a great night overall. And let us know what you guys thought about the show. Always like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you Saturday with a SmackDown recap. Until then, peace out.